Good morning, listeners. This is Patricia Knightley, broadcasting for West Country Radio. The date is Monday the 16th of September, 1935. The time is 8 a.m, and this is your breakfast broadcast. Now, on to this morning's news. Workers have begun construction at HMP Bristol for its new sea wing. This expansion will be used as a workhouse area, specifically for their female inmates imprisoned for their involvement in the so-called women's suffragette movement. Work is expected to be completed by the summer of 1938. We will return to this story later in our program, speaking to the head of construction, Joseph Miller.
Hi, I'm Barbara Buchanan. I'm here to interview you for the article we're putting out at the end of the week.
Dylan Thomas. I would say it was a pleasure to meet you, but I was expecting Charles.
I do apologise, but I've been chosen for this piece. Well, let us begin. I want to hear about your childhood. Where did you grow up?
I was born in Swansea. My father taught at the grammar school, so I spent my childhood there.
Oh, so you gained a lot of inspiration from your father?
Yes, I was instantly fascinated when he introduced me to the ballads of Habkins, Yeats, Allan Poe, all the greats.
I'm familiar with their work. So your poetry is more ballad-based?
Ballads are my muse, yes. But I write in an opaque poetic style, not to challenge strict verse forms.
Would you say that an opaque style is the purest form of poetry?
Do you consider journalism the purest form of writing?
Well, that depends on what angle you're coming from.
Any literary form could be considered the purest, given the suitable writer. I craft concepts that people have not comprehended before. Similarly to you want to constantly create something stimulating. But there is an element of manipulation in your writing. You're writing to provoke an emotion. I'm just writing.
I have to disagree. Journalism has a purpose to inform. You just write whatever you want. And anyways, I wouldn't compare your work to any great poets. Certainly not Yeats or Allan Poe.
Well, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I was blessed with excellent talent.
Even with your talents, do you find it hard to be taken seriously in the literary community?
Do you?
Barbara, you can interview Dylan. You're good with the feelings and artsy feminine stuff.
And what about the article I sent you? Why can't I work on that? I think those are two very different concepts.
But isn't it sad? What brings us together as writers is actually the thing that draws us apart. So tell me, what are you working on at the moment, other than your amazing article about me?
Well, I'm working on a women's sexual health piece. More specifically about cervical cancer. I'm essentially campaigning for a screening process to be put in place.
You've lost me.
Excuse me?
I mean, what are you working on at the moment? It's going to grasp your audience. It's going to provoke an emotion for them. I didn't mean some monotonous piece on women's sexual health.
It's a very compelling story, I'll have you know, and a very real reality for a lot of women. So what? Maybe it is monotonous and sombre, but it's also authentic and soul-crushing and not openly spoken about.
I just think it's tedious.
It's not for you.
I'm sorry, Barb. It just doesn't really seem like the kind of thing a guy like me would read.
It's not for you.
Then enlighten me.
It's for women like me, who wake up every day with the fear of not bearing children. The fear of something they can't control. It's for the women who suffer in silence, who don't tell anyone when they're diagnosed or are left feeling lost. It's for the women who could still be a mother to their children, who could have lived their life out properly. That is why I am writing this, and I don't care what you or any other man thinks, okay? Because it is not for you.
Jesus Christ. Don't get hysterical.
Oh, you're just a half-witted narcissist who wouldn't recognise a talented writer if they stared you in the
And you
face.
just know you're an emotional woman. She's never been a writer in the first place. It's why they don't take you seriously. Keep them guessing. Don't open your mouth and prove them right. Oh, you did write another article again.
Oh, here we go.
This is why women shouldn't be reporters. You become too invested in things no one else cares about. And you won't drop it.
So tell me if I'm hearing you right. You believe that women shouldn't be reporters because they're too emotional, therefore lack the integrity to produce any good pieces of work, and they should only write what their male readers want to read. I'll be sure to include that in my article.
You can't release that.
You have no jurisdiction over what I write about you.
The Bristol Evening Post published their newest edition yesterday with a striking front-page story. In an article written by journalist Barbara Buchanan, she interviews up-and-coming poet Dylan Thomas, who speaks candidly about his childhood and delves into his prowess as a writer. Buchanan also wrote a separate article in the same publication, which details her investment in the distribution of cervical cancer smear tests across the United Kingdom. These tests have been seen to be effective in catching cervical cancer early in trials across the United States. However, the article was met with objection by some viewers, feeling that the topic is too crude to be discussed so publicly. In contrary, some have commended Buchanan, happy to see lesser-known topics being spoken about and brought to light, and citing the article as a refreshingly transparent piece of reporting.